What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan, and a very happy Saturday to all of you. It is Saturday, January 21st, and I hope you all are doing well wherever you're at the time you find this reaction. In this reaction, we'll be reacting to the third episode of NieR Automata version 1.1a, the adaptation of the 2017 sensation NieR Automata. The title of today's episode is Break Time, so I'm assuming that we're going to settle down a little bit. As you all know, 2B and 9S have now arrived to assist the resistance in dealing with the machine life forms that went completely AWOL. It was about to kill everybody that was present there. We got to see machines raining fire down from the sky after 2B and 9S did what they needed to do. And so I want to take this moment to really say that I am happy with the product we've been given. I know that there are some people in the community that just aren't happy. They're not happy because they're not getting the full emotional impact that they wanted to get from the anime, or they're not happy because of the CG. And primarily it's because of the use of CGI. And the only thing I can really say to that is, again, I said this last episode, we have a lot of shows where there's really awful CGI and 3D animation, and this is not one of them. At no point have I felt that the animation has not fit in with the environment. I think that because the game was such a masterpiece, we're just going to be uber critical on every little visual and animated aspect of it. But to me, I think it's fine. Again, now and to the first part I said, I will say that the emotional aspect of just being able to induce yourself into the environment and the ominous atmosphere that is Earth, now that the alien machine life forms have kind of taken over, and now they're at war to reclaim what was lost. Again, we saw at the beginning of the second episode the Council of Humanity giving the great speech that you all know, the glory to mankind, and we got to. I think that the anime did a great job for 2 episodes not being a game to bring this game to life. Now, it's going to come down to, does a masterpiece like NieR Automata even need an anime to start with? And I'm going to watch this entire season, and then I'll give my answer to that question. Right now, I have no issues with it. I said that I don't think it's going to personally, fully hit me in the same emotional way that even my first quarter of me playing through the NieR Automata game did. But I think it did a really good job, and the last episode really sucked. I mean, seeing the view from the machine life forms, and correct me if I'm wrong, and again, like I said, this is around the part where I had stopped playing the game because I got tied up into other things. So those who played NieR Automata, please feel free to correct me. I feel that they did the order a little differently. I don't remember us viewing the game or playing the game from the eyes of the machine of the machine life forms, the one that were gaining intelligence, because we saw the machine. I forgot its exact name. I know everything has a name. I don't remember all the names, but I know it has a name. The one who first started reading gained intelligence, became interested in making flowers and raising flowers and raising, and just being one with the earth. And I don't think that we really followed that premise in the game. I think that was a little deviation, but I liked it. I think it was really good getting to see it from the eyes of the machine life forms that are not actually trying to destroy everything, but are actually very interested in the environment and the atmosphere that they have now taken over, which also brings to the table if the machines have feelings and a heart and this and that. And, I will say that last episode definitely did a great job of bringing us into what is probably going to be a really sad situation. I'm very interested to see, now that 9S and 2B have interacted with them on the ground, how their interaction with the Resistance is going to be. Most of the Resistance seems very happy to see them. Lily does not. Lily is a very interesting character. Again, I have no idea if Lily was actually a character in the original game. I don't know how much involvement we had with the Resistance on the ground, or if that's just an anime-only thing, because at this point forward, I don't know anything in regards to the game. I remember the amusement park. I remember fighting in the amusement park, but from this point, my mind's going to kind of go blank, so I'm going to be enjoying this experience with the rest of you that never played the game at all. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more behind Lily's personality and background, why she seemed very against 2B and 9S, the Yorha being here, and I know part of it is the fact, correction, I say that, but we already know the answer to that, because the answer to that is that they've never really sent them help down there. They've just been stuck down here fighting this battle that they're destined to die, and now they're suddenly getting help. But she seems to have a little bit more aggression with the Yorha and 2B and 9S, and so still, I am interested to see her backstory, what led to the situation she's at now, and where do we go from this point. So I'm happy. I know some of the community isn't overly happy, and some of them are unhappy with some of the directions they chose to take with showing them for the machine life form last episode, but I'm pretty set. I think this is the third episode, so the 3-episode rule's in effect after this episode. I'll say if this is a hit or miss, and it's definitely going to be a hit. How much of a hit? I'll probably need a few more episodes to really say, but I'm satisfied. I hope you all are satisfied. And so far, looking at Mal, it's getting between a 7.5 and 8. Most of its ratings are a 7 and an 8. And I think, especially for the increase in 8s that it got after last episode, I think that's about appropriate for where we're at right now. So we'll see where we go from here. Before we do start the reaction, again, it is Saturday, so this is the video that I'm doing my weekly checkup on how my top 10 list is doing. And so again, a big thank you to all the animation studios and production teams that have put our animes together for this season. This has definitely been a great season, but there are certain shows that are commanding the top of my list. And as you see on my list here, again, a big shout out to my top 10. There was a significant change. One show that was a significant jump. Now, I told you guys that Don Machi is just commanding the top spot right now. After this last Thursday's episode, it's still commanding the top spot. It is my number one show of this season. But in Spectra Season 2, I told you guys that I felt it in my soul that they were going to correct some of the issues that they made with the first season. And what a hell of a way to start a new arc with the Yuki Onna, the girl who's now going to be taking the front seat with the Goddess of Wisdom in the Inspector second season now. What a way to introduce her and the guy that is now also up for murder charges. And those who may not be watching Inspector, let me tell you, just a lot of interesting revelations and a really great presentation we got from the beginning of this new arc. So Inspector has now taken the second spot. That was the biggest. I don't even think I ranked Inspector in the top 10 last week. And if I did, I apologize. I can't remember. I think because of the fact that it was more of just a reintroduction back into the series, I didn't really rank it overly high to other shows that had original starts. But this past episode was everything that I could have wanted and imagined out of it, and it was a hell of a way and a hell of an improvement from the first season. So Inspector did take my number 2 spot, and then the Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady took the 3rd spot. And I want to tell y'all, the top 3 or 4 shows that are here right now all could be in the number 1 spot, but now it is going to be hard for Don Machi to be derailed. I want to be very transparent with you guys. It's going to be really hard for Don Machi to get derailed this season. But all the 3 or 4 of those top ones, I think you're going to see a rotation here and there of those taking the top spots. And, maybe there might be one week where I say, hey, Magical Revolution should get the top spot for this week because of X, Y, and Z. But, we'll see. This has definitely given me everything I wanted out of this winter anime season so far, and I just look forward to seeing more. And the only last thing I want to say on this is Tokyo Revengers did not end up in my top 10. I am watching that show. Unfortunately, I did not watch the last episode that came out last week, so until I am caught up on Tokyo Revengers, I can't really ranking it by top 10 because now I don't know what's in the new episode. But once I see it and I'm all caught up on it, then you might see, you probably will see it show back up in the top 10, or it might not. Who knows? And there is one or two other shows that I'm going to be adding to my list that I'm going to be watching. And so that pool of shows will go from 14 to 16, meaning that the top 10 could see a change up too as a result of that. So that's my top 10 list though, guys. Let me know, what your favorite shows are, how you've been feeling about this winter season in the comments. And of course, as always, no spoilers to any scenes of any shows that I am watching right now that have not actually aired. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started on this episode. Again, this is episode 3 of NieR Automata version 1.1a, and the title of the episode is Break Time. Let's get the episode pulled back up here. And let's get this started. Some got on the top of my nose. Weird. All right, let's go ahead and get this started in 3, 2, 1. And we start with City Ruins again. Tell him. So maintenance ones are not supposed to be out there. So they've chosen, again, intelligence. Ah. I really can't wait to learn more about her. Yeah, I do not understand. Because of who sings this song, I just have chills every time this song starts. The opening and ending to NieR Automata, my goodness, could not have made better selections for artists. Such a good song. You know you had a bomb soundtrack when literally you don't have to make any new music and it will just be a masterpiece. Man, it's just so weird to her. And please, for the love of everything, do not remove your OS chips. Thank you. Yeah. NieR has such a deep personality, so complex. That's probably why I was even baffling the 2B. It's jackass. Ooh. They just can't believe that the council even sent anybody. Yeah, we figured as much. Yeah. They don't give a damn about the people on the ground. They just want to know why the machines are going rogue. My question just comes down to who's mankind? By death. Bro, you can't just be asking to take soldiers and they bots apart. Alright. I mean, in this case, better than y'all, right? Absolutely not. Like, if you take them apart and something. Like, bro, if you take them apart and something goes down, then y'all are screwed. She really questions Yorha as a whole. I mean, shoot. I don't think 2B or 9S really understand what their purpose is. That's why 2B just in like, hey. my goodness, this music. Mm, of course. Be sitting there like, no shit. Ah! Dang. Well, yeah. It just so happened that y'all were in the right place for them to help you. It's just wild. What the hell? They're replicating things that they've seen. What they've been reading. It didn't work, did it? Or it did. Yeah, it did, but this is wild. Yep. But it started with the machine that was reading about flowers. And it's just gone from there. Being a scientist, I tell you. Subarashi. Ah, Jackass, you hilarious, bro. Please. Yeah, because that means that they didn't respond. And Lily was already starting to lose hope. Basically, apartments. Yep. It's called apartments, townhomes, because most people can't afford homes. Mm. They're like, she's not going to be alive much longer. Yep. Well, that's phenomenal. Mm. This is wild. Literally mimicking sex, babies, everything. Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah, the other liaisons wouldn't have stood a chance. Yo. Yo. Yeah, but y'all end up like the freaking other units. Evolution. The humans were wiped out, the aliens took over, and then they're evolving based on the stories of the humans. Like, it's. But like they said, they don't have hearts, they don't have souls, they're just mimicking human language. But yet they're gaining the very thing that 9S just said they're only mimicking. They are becoming human. Which just brings me to the age-old origin question that I have. And because I didn't play all the way through to the end of the game, I don't know if there's truly an answer to who the alien machine life forms are, who's actually pulling those strings. But it's just such a complex situation going on here. Oh no. Oh no. Which chapter? Which bad ending? Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Ah! How did your hot forces be getting wiped out so easy? I mean, either way, I think that that's the ending, regardless. That the entirety of Earth is just nothing but machine life forms to start with. Like, this is this is just wild. All right, so okay, so initial thoughts. I had to get my. These endings be so hilarious and also so damn depressing, but they all add up to the fact that the Earth is ultimately just going to belong to the machines. So this episode, again, we get to see the introduction to the Resistance camp again. This time with 2B and 9S. Again with Lily I think it really just comes down to the fact that it's been such a morbid situation. She's had to, be the leader of the resistance members that are here in this camp. And every time they've sent up requests for help from the Council of Humanity, they've never sent them a damn soul. And of course, as we know from the second episode, and then it was fully confirmed this episode, they are not there for them. It just so happens that the resistance was where they were going to be interacting with, and so they got rid of their problem at that time. But they're not actually there for them. Now, between 2B and 9S, we know that 9S obviously is a highly intelligent unit, and as reconnaissance, that makes sense that 9S, that he would be highly intelligent. And so he has started to have that feeling of wanting to protect and wanting to help and this and that, but they know what they're there for. And ultimately, it's what Lily's main concern was about. Lily's whole thing was, they've never sent help before. Why are they sending help now? Why are y'all here? Well, there you go. They're not actually there for them. They're solely there to figure out why the machines are going crazy. If they end up helping the resistance in the meantime, so be it. But once that mission is complete, they go back and leave the resistance to die for another, who knows, couple centuries. So, it's just one of those situations where it's a really morbid situation because there really is no help. But it also leads me, as someone who did not finish the full game, to questioning what the real purpose behind the Council of Humanity is to start with. What is actually our end goal, if not for the glory of mankind? So, because if we're not helping mankind, that's why you heard me say, who's mankind? Because I'm just like, if we're not helping the mankind that's down there that's fighting for their lives every single day against these machines that we still know next to nothing about, then what the hell are we even here for? What are we actually doing? So, definitely some concerns there. Now, as far as the entirety of watching the machine life forms evolve, the fact that he's able to make clones of himself, the fact that the machines are reiterating the things that they've seen in the books, well, we kind of gauged that was going to happen after the second episode, where we saw the machine life form learning about flowers, learning about the earth, learning about gardening, tilling the ground, stuff like that. We got to see them starting to learn, and so we can only assume that ultimately it's going to get to a point where they literally are the humanity now. They're going to be completely reenacting humanity, even though they clearly do not have the hearts or the souls to do so, until at least we saw that machine life form, because now we know clearly they are evolving. So, one thing I've always loved about NieR is that it's such a complex and dynamic environment in which every person's theory is both very right and very wrong. And I leave this episode just wanting more. I just, I'm very interested in what the hell was going on with him being able to, reincarnate. He was pulling some Orochimaru stuff there, dying and pulling his body out of the body that was dead. So I'm just really interested to see what comes of that and what's in store for the end of that fight, and what's in store for 9S's 2B as they now realize that the previous liaisons met their demise, probably to these life forms that now they themselves have to fight against. So good episode, very intrigued to see what's next, and just very excited to see the rest of the series. So, like I said once I got to the end of the episode, it's the 3-episode rule. We're now at 3 episodes. Do I think this is a hit? Yes. Do I think this is a miss? No. Do I think this is perfect? No. But I think that this is a really good interpretation of the game, and I really am looking forward to seeing what the remaining episodes will be. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it. That wraps up this reaction. If you did like the reaction, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. So I will see all of you wonderful people next week for another reaction to NieR Automata version 1.1a. And until that time, catch you later. Hey guys, just got this fresh in, and I wanted to tack this on to the end of my video because I'm was actually in post editing when the news dropped. It just dropped 10 minutes ago. Apparently, NieR Automata is going to be delayed, and it reads as such. NieR Automata version 1.1a anime delays episode 4 and beyond due to COVID-19. And continues by saying the official website for NieR Automata version 1.1a, the television anime of Square Enix and Platinum Games, NieR Automata action role-playing game, announced on Sunday that the anime's episodes 4 and beyond have been delayed. The anime's production committee cited the impact of the increase in COVID-19 infections on its production schedule. The anime will instead air the first 3 episodes again starting on January 28th. The anime's website and Twitter account will announce the broadcast and streaming schedules of episode 4 and beyond in the near future. We've been hearing this flare-up happening across Japan and really across the world as this most recent strand of COVID-19 has started to flare and reel its ugly head again. I'm really sad to see that it is affecting the studios again. As you all know, 2022 was riddled with production delays and challenges as a result of COVID-19, and it looks like those have started to reel its ugly head as the new anime year has started. So looks like we won't be joining each other next week after all, guys. But again, COVID is still very serious. It's just as serious as it was from the beginning. I send my love and all of those to the production studios in charge of this anime. I hope you all stay safe. I hope everybody stays safe. And I will look forward to reacting to NieR Automata again when the production team decides to resume the anime. So sorry about that. It's definitely unfortunate news to hear. Like I said, I was just in post-editing right as the news came through. But safety first, health first, and unfortunately, it looks like the studio has been directly affected by COVID. So that said, I will see you guys whenever the next episode does drop, and I'll provide an update on my YouTube community and my blog when such a time comes. So until that time, catch you later.